Transition. Welcome back everyone. So most of the things that we've been doing so far have been describing. So now we need to start explaining why. Why was something done? This is what D2 requires us to do. And again, D2 is for distinction 2. This comes off the back of P3, M3, P4, M4, and now D2 for distinction 2. Don't just say what you did. Describing your actions isn't enough for D2. Assessors, or the people your teachers will send the work off, they want to see that you understand the reasoning behind every single decision, not just that you completed the task. So whatever task you do, whatever decision you make, you need to explain why. For example, a quick one. Why did you change an image from being 2 megabytes down to 500 kilobytes? Why did you convert a video from being MOV to MP4? You essentially need to show why this is the smartest move, explain how your choices directly benefit your chosen scenario, the audience and the business goals, and again, everything goes back to the scenario. So whatever you get on your scenario piece of paper, that's what you need to, that's what you must refer to. Now for my specific website, I'm going to connect every design and technical decision back to the 16 to 30 year olds because this is a gaming, anime, stroke, movies type of website. So that's going to be my main target audience. If you're making a website about a charity company, your target audience might not be 16 to 30 year olds. It might be 45 to 65 year olds. So whatever decisions you make, it needs to be linked back to them, the people who are going to be using the website. Transition. So you need design and layout justification. So explain your wireframe. So the buttons, navigations are strategically placed to help tech-savvy users find gaming and anime news fast, meeting their need for quick, effortless access. Doesn't have to be this wordy, just describe it in any which way you want. So my wireframes were like this because I put these images here, because I use the Z frame, I use a Z pattern, because I use a F pattern, because sitemap logic, a clean 3-page structure creates a seamless user journey for gaming and anime review seekers, avoiding overwhelming, and this avoids overwhelming them and keeping them engaged for longer, or just simply keeping them engaged. The more pages you have on a website doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. You might have more pages mean more clicks, and people don't like clicking more things or tapping more options to get to what they need to find. So sometimes less is better. Accessibility first. Bold icons and clear fonts ensure everyone, regardless of ability, can enjoy the site. Inclusive design builds trust and expands your audience. So accessibility is normally linked to stuff like having a toggle on your website that says dark mode or light mode, having high contrast text, generally speaking. So if you're going to have, for example, on this page, I've got red and yellow. If you're going to have a red button, then ideally maybe have white text with a black outline, so it's very easy to see. So these are accessibility features. Another really popular one is every image on your website must have an alt, A-L-T, an alternative text. So what that means is if someone is using a screen reader, they move their mouse over a particular image or they press tab on their keyboard to highlight different sections. Once the screen reader gets to that particular section where the image is, it would ideally read out whatever alternative text has been added. So let's just say for argument's sake, I have an image on my website of Goku. The alternative text should say Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4, Goku, so that when someone goes on a website, their screen reader can read exactly what's there. Transition. So technical performance evaluation. Speed is key. Your website must be fast. If it's very slow, it's not going to be very good. Converting files to WebP or MP4 keeps the site lightning fast. Essential for mobile users on limited data who want instant access to gaming and anime reviews. Obviously, it's not just useful for people on mobile. It's really good for people on typical desktops and tablets. You're on broadband as well, because the smaller the files are, the faster the website will load. And data savings is not really a massive thing here in the UK anymore. More in America, where weirdly enough, their broadband doesn't give them unlimited data. I find that so strange. So smaller file sizes respect the 16 to 30 years audience data limits. Browsing RonsTechHub won't cost them extra, making your site their go-to destination possibly. Let me try to give some context on this. So I pay £10 a month for my giffgaff contract, and I think I get like 75 or 105 gigabytes. I don't know. I've never finished it. But in America, when I was in America years ago, I had to pay $30 and they only gave me like 4 to 5 gigabytes of data for like a month. So for people on limited amounts of data, this is going to be beneficial to them. Now we have a quality balance as well. Images compressed just enough to look professional without slowing down the site, striking the perfect balance between visual appeal and performance. So this is why you would have to consider using a PNG that's 2 gigabytes versus using a PNG that's 500 kilobytes, roughly 4 times smaller. It will make the website load quicker. Transition. Next, we have audience and legal impact. Audience connection. Neon and vibrant style resonates deeply with gaming and anime culture. It's their vibe, essentially, their space. The visual language speaks directly to RonsTechHub 16 to 30 year olds. And again, this is linking what you're doing or the choices you're making link directly back to your scenario and the audience. My scenario is of some website that does gaming, movies, anime reviews. Yours might be, again, one that does a library website or one that does a charity website. You should not be choosing neon and vibrant style for that kind of website. Your color choice, your wireframes, your button, every single thing you do, try to choose something must be linked back to your scenario and your audience. And the last one is legal protection, mainly copyright. The images that you've chosen to use. Yes, I know you're a student, and yes, you've been told your entire student life that you can use work from the internet once you reference it. In this instance, in this specific instance here, I probably wouldn't do that, only because if your scenario says they must have copyright-free images, then I would simply choose copyright-free stuff. I've shown you in previous videos how to go and get copyright-free stuff. If you're not entirely sure, go back to the asset management video and it should describe quite clearly how to get the information you need. Transition. Look at the choices that you've made. Look at where you said, okay, I'm choosing a banner that's 1280, or I'm choosing button colors that are red or green or blue. Whatever you decided to do, whatever decisions you decided to make, you simply go back and explain each one. You can do this do this as a separate part of your document, or you can do it directly under each previous stage. So if you said my banner is going to be this size and you've shown an example on a wireframe then you could simply justify directly under that. There's no right or wrong way to do it.